My guy, you a YouTuber or something, man?
Yeah. Of our paths, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now. Dreams holding us closer, meadows of our youth, 107 days.
Oh, that coffee smells good. That coffee smells good.
Our dreams holding us closer. Ooh, we can see so clear. Ooh, we can see so clear.
Let's go, Matthew!
And you are shades of gray, living day to day. Even when we're free, it's true. The difference is the same. The colors always change, but the song is the same now. In June, lifting us higher.
Come on, you
Ooh, we can see so clear.
Push it, push it!
Ooh, we can see so clear. Ooh, we can see so clear. Ooh, we can see so
14-inch pizza with extra. Well, everybody, what can I say? The soreness hit right after the race and the following days after, but soreness went away, but DOMS has kicked in. It's like two completely different soreness. Like stiffness and soreness. Like my legs, especially in my groin area, are extremely stiff, especially like groin, like the core and hip flexors. So stiff. Just trying to stay moving, not really off my feet, but when I stay off my feet, I like to sit on this couch right here. That's why you don't see me in my room in that chair. Trying to look a little bit more professional, but we're just trying to get that rest and recovery on this off week and some downtime. It does actually feel really good to actually relax and rest the body, but not just the body, the mental side. The mental side up here to actually go to bed late a little bit, sleep in, and just overall enjoy myself with a cup of coffee. Not really worrying about, oh, you gotta finish this coffee, get some work done, and then go for a run and whatnot. Or do any sort of training. It's not like that this week. We're taking some time off so we can get physically fresh, but also mentally fresh so we can go into that training block and don't get burnt out whatsoever. It's all what you need. You need to take a mental reset, whether it's 3 days, whether it's 5 days, whether it's 10 to 14 days. It is well needed, especially after a peak race or after what y'all call a season like cross country or track, just anything. Rest is definitely well needed. I'm not sure when we're going to get back into training or start a new training block. I'll discuss that in another video, but today we're just going to talk a little bit about my race. It's been about now a little bit more than probably 90 hours since the race. I did follow the 72-hour rule to definitely reflect on it a little bit, but we're going to talk about the race, just a tad bit of how it went and all the statistics going on with the race. So overall, I could really not ask for a better race whatsoever. And overall, a better training block. Like my training block overall went perfect. Yes, I did have a pretty serious injury that I thought would overall take me out of the race. But overall, it did teach me a lesson and it brought forth me some rest, so I can go into that race. I really think everything does happen for a reason, especially now, because I don't think I would have as good as the race, because that race was probably my best race I ever had, especially leading up to the race. I was just so consistent for a very long time that allowed me to run way better than I actually thought. I had enough fitness, not just in my physical fitness, but in the legs and strength from being consistent. Being consistent is literally everything, and patience is key during it. But like I said, it goes back to how you train and what you do in your training. Prioritizing sleep and recovery, knowing when to take time off. I'm still guilty of that a little bit, but overall, I did learn when to take time off. I took 4 days off. I'm like, I just want to be able to train again pain-free, because I was training with a little bit of pain, so I just took a step back and went to train. But the day before the race came and I woke up at 3 a.m. so I officially got out of bed at 6 a.m. and I'm like, this is not the way I wanted it to be at all. I wanted to sleep in a little bit and get my head and mind rested. But overall, I did feel really rested. At the end of the day, I really did. I woke up, headed downstairs, got some computer work done, and ate my Cliff Bar banana, the Bear Bites. All the usual, but with a decaf cup of coffee. Which technically, I didn't have coffee. I spilt it everywhere. I don't even know. I spilled it walking downstairs, and it's alright. It's alright. Could have had caffeine in it. You never know. But I started to really feel the jitters, and so I'm like, I cannot wait for the Shakeout Run anymore. So I did some dynamic drills and stretches and activation for around 30 to 40 minutes with hip flexor movements and all of that good stuff that will help me feel good the next day. And later did some strides and a Shakeout Run. I ran my Shakeout Run at a 6:36 pace or something. I don't even know. I'll have to look back. But it was a very fast Shakeout Run, and I felt so calm. I felt so relaxed. Felt really ready to go, and I felt like, oh, I might be able to really run a marathon at that pace. But I'm still not going to take that into action. I'm still not going to be like, oh, you can run a sub 3 hour marathon without a doubt. It made me feel so positive as a big confident boost has came from it. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be one of my best races, if not the very best race I ever had. And it just goes back to that consistent training I really had. But I go get my bib number and I enjoy some time there. I'm like, wow, tomorrow is going to be the big day. I'm going to finish in this stadium. All of the things, so my legs literally started tapping. My legs literally could not do it anymore. I started jogging in place and moving and walking around and tapping everywhere because I literally could not wait anymore. But I was a little scared because as I did some activation lunges, I did slam my knee on the concrete, on the pavement. And it did create a little scar, but also a bruise on my knee. And so when I bend my knee like that, it would not hurt it, but it would feel, so I was a little scared, but did some knee mobility to see if it would actually hurt it, and it didn't. And I woke up the next morning, and I felt fine. I really did. I woke up actually before my alarm. I have never done that before a race. I always woke up to my alarm and felt really tired to get out of bed and didn't really want to. But I actually woke up 10 minutes before my alarm, and it already felt like I had caffeine coffee. Right when I woke up, I like jumped out of the bed and I was ready to go. I don't even know where to begin, and so I woke up and did a few core movements. I said I wasn't going to do core, but tomorrow's plan, wake up at 3 a.m. and do all my morning stuff with brushing my teeth, and then head downstairs, fix my coffee, eat my Cliff Bar, do some warm-up drills with some hip mobility. I will not do core. Yes, I had done core every single day in my training block that I have done activity core, but felt like I had to do some core movements, and also foam rolled and stretched a little bit to get in some good activation. And then I headed over to go get my Cliff Bar, caffeinated Cliff Bar. You always have to have extra caffeine in your food when you're having a race. So I had my caffeinated Cliff Bar, and also first time having caffeine coffee in over like 14 days. Oh baby, oh baby, oh yeah, oh yeah. Which even gave me more jitters. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Yes, I was yawning. I mean, it was 4 a.m. in the morning, and on the bus I was even yawning. Still, 5 a.m. in the morning when you woke up like 2 hours ago. So I was yawning, but it was a weird yawn. I was so awake and so alert, and I was just ready to go. So I got off the bus, ate some more food, which was Bear Bites. Gotta get them Bear Bites in. It is a really good carb source. But I got off the bus, and this is weird because I'm like, I gotta really go to the bathroom. I gotta go use it. So I ran to the porta potties, and I felt so calm and relaxed. I'm not sure what pace I was running at, but it's like 0.1 miles down from the bus, and I ran it, sprinted over there, and I couldn't go to the bathroom. I could not go to the bathroom. I tried so hard, and it did make me very, very worried. I don't even know where to begin because you can't go, as a runner, you can't go to the bathroom before a race. You have so much anxiety. So decided to get out the bathroom and do some jump roping and single leg movement so I can get my Achilles and all that used to the pounding of the pavement for that 26.2 miles. Then did a little bit of a warm-up run, about a mile and a half with some strides, and my stomach felt fine. But as soon as I got to that starting line, 20 minutes before the race, the jitters started to come. My stomach was getting a little weak, and I'm like, crap. But I'm not getting out of the starting line to go to use the bathroom because the porta potties lines were like 30 minutes long. They were ridiculous. So I didn't go do that, and I wasn't going to miss the race just to go use the porta potty. And so 5 minutes before the race, I'm literally shivering. And I'm like, wow, I'm so cold. This is ridiculous how cold it is. But I think it was a little bit of the race nerves that made me a little extra too cold. But 5 minutes later, the gun goes off, and I'm in the front of the pack immediately. I did hold back a little bit because the guys were fast. They were running 2:35 marathons, and they could probably have ran faster if the headwind wasn't 15 mile per hour straight to us with gusts around 30 miles per hour. Get to that at another topic, but the gun goes off and I get myself out, and I'm like, I look at my watch about quarter mile in, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going at 6:30 pace. What is this? I'm like, oh God, I gotta really slow it down. But my legs would not slow me down. My legs just physically could not slow down. I don't know what it is, but I tried. They did not slow down, and I came in around the first mile at 6:37. I didn't know I did. I didn't look at my watch till about mile 8 when I took in my first gel. So when I noticed I came in mile around 6:37, I'm like, geez, what is happening? But the first 5K came around. Matthew is doing good though. He ran about a 20-minute 5K, so he's on pace for a sub 3. And all the group of guys like, oh, what are you trying to run? I'm like, I'm going for sub 3:10. And like, oh wow, dude, you're way under that. You can get sub 2:55 if you continue with this pace. And I'm like, really? So I continue not to look at my watch, but I'm like, it's about time to look at my watch to see what I'm doing, if I'm going to have a potential of burning out because I'm going so fast. And I look at it, and I'm going like 6:33 per mile pace average, which I'm not sure what time that would average you to, but I think it's around 2:52 marathon pace. Not sure. Really not sure. And my stomach was getting a little weak. So I'm like, maybe I just need to take in a gel. So I took in a gel at mile 8, and about a mile later, I tried to get some water. Missed that aid station, And then I missed another aid station and then another aid station. So for 6 miles, no water consumed whatsoever. And I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. But in between them aid stations around mile 12, I'm like, I'm going to slow down the pace and jog because you do not want to burn out. You still have more than halfway to go for the race. And that's a lot of miles to run. 26.2 miles is not a distance to mess around and play with. So I told myself I was going to slow down. But then about 2 miles later, I look at my watch and, well, I haven't slowed down. I actually picked up the pace by like 2 seconds per mile. And I just felt really confident. I'm like, well, I'm just going to continue going at this pace. But then I started to have stomach discomfort. Well, then mile 16 later came around and I seriously hit the pain cave. Mile 10, I started to enter the pain cave, but mile 16, I severely entered the pain cave. I really couldn't feel my legs anymore. It was just all up to my mind taking me through that race because it became really, really painful, especially in my quads and my hamstrings. Just everything was in so much pain. And so mile 16 came and I took another gel. And so a mile later, my stomach started to get mad at me. It really did. Not being able to use the bathroom before the race did come back into play as mile 17 came around. I'm like, crap. And you gotta use the bathroom. And I'm like, you don't want to use the bathroom. If you have to go to the bathroom, go in your pants. You do not want to stop during a race because as soon as you stop, you are going to lock up immediately. Like I was going to lock up immediately. I just felt it. So I'm like, do whatever you have to do to not be able to stop. And so I just continued pushing on. And in mile 20, one of the runners came up and was like, dude, you're crushing me. I've been chasing you for the past 10 miles. We gotta do this. We can't feel our legs anymore, but we gotta do it. You can get under sub 3 and blah blah. So I continued pushing the pace and my stomach was really weak and I thought I was about to go to the bathroom in my pants, but I was able to hold it in. And mile 23 came around and I really started getting the race nerves of finishing up my first true marathon. Not just finishing it, but getting under a sub 3 hour marathon. I'm like, wow, I'm so close, but almost yet so far away. But I didn't really feel pain anymore. From mile 23 and mile 24, felt no pain. I'm like, wow, it's really happening. Just don't mess up with anything, and you got this in the books. And so I entered mile 24, and this is when you got to go up the bridge. It hurt so bad. It felt like I was going very, very slow. It didn't even feel like I was moving whatsoever. It hurt so bad, and the wind picked up even worse. Oh yeah, back to the wind. The wind sucked. If the headwind wasn't there, I think I could have easily ran under 2:52 marathon, if not even 2:51, without a doubt. The headwind was so brutal, especially the gusts, which came around every 5 minutes with 30-mile-per-hour gusts, without a doubt. And so when I got on that bridge, you're higher up, so that wind got even worse, especially it was a headwind. So it sucked so bad, it really did. And you have to run a mile on this bridge. It sucked, but it's almost here. You are almost there, and I start to head back down the bridge at around mile 25 and a half, and I'm like, you're just so close. You are so close. So all the pain started going away. The adrenaline started picking back up and all the pain started going away. And I reached mile 26 and I don't know. I'm like, I can go run 5 more miles. I can go run a 50K. I can go run so much more. And I finished because the adrenaline was just rushing. I could have gone so much more, I felt like. But as soon as I crossed that finish line at 2:54:08 marathon, I don't even know. That was one. I just had tears of joy as soon as I passed because I just realized what I have accomplished. But as soon as I stopped, my muscles have locked up and I'm like, oh my God, thank God you did not stop to go use the bathroom because that would have been disaster. You had not even came close to the time you have gotten for this marathon because you would have locked up and it would have been so painful. And the adrenaline was still rushing, but I'm like, oh my God. You said you could have run a 50K, but I think that was pretty much it, muscle-wise. I think my heart had some left in the tank, but overall, I was pretty gassed after the race. And I'm sore, and still, 4 days later, I'm still experiencing some soreness and some DOMs, especially in my upper quads near my core. But that is basically the story of my race. Comment down below if you have any questions about it. We might make another video about it. But other than that, we're gonna get you the question and the comment of the day. So the question of the day is, did you ever set a time goal in your head for a race, but you absolutely blew it out the park? Because my time goal was a sub 3:10 marathon, but I guess I had enough fitness that I blew out that time goal out of the park and got a 2:54:08 marathon, which is a 16-minute difference from the 2 times. Like, I literally set a time goal, but I literally blew it out the park. So, again, question of the day, have you ever set a time goal for a race, but you just blew it out the park? But let's get to the comment of the day. So, the comment of the day goes to Stephen Smith. He says, congrats on your marathon. So glad to see all your hard work pay off. Currently injured at the moment, so I'm trying to keep positive. Your videos help me cope, so thank you for your amazing content. Good luck for your next training block. Well, thank you so much. It was a big accomplishment that I had, and I really did have an amazing training block, and all my hard work, and most of all the consistent training and the patience I had in my training block really did pay off, so I could be able to run a 2:54:08 marathon. But I'm so sad to hear that you are injured. I know you will get through it. You will. It's all about a journey. It's all about a process, and everything does happen for a reason. I ran the time I did for a reason. You're injured for a reason. It's all about the ups and downs in our training, because I did have ups and downs in my training. I had very bright, positive sides, but also was very negative about some of the things. But thank you so much, and for that amazing words of the comment today. And for my next training block, I will discuss in another video what is my upcoming plans. But I hope I can have another good training block like this one, if not even better, that leads to a very amazing race. But we're gonna end the video here. I wanna thank y'all for watching. Stay humble, and be kind. I'll see y'all next one. Peace.